Hey guys, welcome to another one of my sales videos. The last one I did was it was 101 items I've sold over the past month. I really wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Um, it took about an hour, but I got a lot of great feedback from it. People really liked it, and so I thought about I'm going to start doing these every once a month instead of doing like a weekly or something like that. And I'll explain why I'm doing this. Um, but this time, what we're going to do, we're going to cut this up into two videos because some people just can't, they don't have an hour to watch. And it takes about an hour to go through 100 items uh, instead of just, running through them real quick, giving you a little bit of info on each one to put that in your memory bank so you can use it later down the line. But I was thinking, you know, the sales update, what the sales update videos, what could we, what's the purpose? What can we compare it to? And then I got to thinking, back before the internet, when Kim and I was doing all this stuff, and her dad was doing it all the time, we had books out there, okay? Books like this, okay, they're just guides. They're like price guides. I mean, it's just got all kinds of different categories, and it just tells you what the prices are of stuff at that time the book is published. So it's almost this. I want this sales update video, my sales update videos, stuff like that, to be kind of like a price guide. To like, hey, this is a common trend. This is actually what is selling, and this is what it's selling for. Um, I don't have an issue with letting you guys know what I paid and stuff like that on the items. I've never had an issue. But there's so many items I can't remember. But I think the important thing is knowing what the items are selling for. Okay, because if you know what you can get out of an item, then when you're out there, sourcing, you can say, okay, I know what I can get. Now, as far as how much can I put into it and be happy with the profit, only you can make that determination. Most of my stuff I get really cheap. A couple bucks, $5. Some of the expensive items, I will pay up a little bit on them. But it's all a matter of, just it's almost like an up-to-date price guide of what things are selling for. And, when we get these books, we would literally go through these books. This is a clock section. We would go through and look, and we would look at the models, the types, and stuff like that, to just put it in our database. And if you're new to reselling, if you're new to this channel, you're going to hear me talking a lot about the database. Okay, the database is the information that you learn over time, and it's in your head that that it's that thing that when you're at a thrift store and you see something, you're like, or at an auction or yard sale, and you're like, I remember when so and so was talking about that. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's that knowledge. Okay, so and that's what we used to do. We used to look, through the old books. Uh, there were several people that came out with them, and the reason why they put photographs is to help you identify. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff, guys. I mean, these old books. I mean, we lived by this stuff. That was the way we learned. Besides, being out in the trenches and doing it. And if you're an old school picker or a reseller, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The old antique guides. It's to help identify. They had guides just for glass. Okay, nowadays you go to a forum or a Facebook group that has glass. Well, that's what I'm trying to do here, when it comes to reselling. And the type of stuff I resell is anything. So don't expect that when you come to, watch my sales update video or something, you're going to see, okay, this guy sells clothes, so I'm going to see all kinds of clothes brands. Or this guy sells antiques, I'm going to see all kinds of antiques. I will sell anything that'll make me money. So, Yeah, and it's taken a lot of years to be able to say that and to be able to do that. So, let's get started. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It's a current price guide to, what's selling now and how much it's selling for. So if you expect any more than that, then you might be upset. I mean, there's a common theme that's going around out there, and I just want to touch on that real quick before we get going. And I don't want to sound like I'm rambling, but I think there's a couple things that people are kind of having an issue with. It's, if I get if I'm doing this and then I start talking, kind of going off subject and talking about something, that's me, guys. It's one of those, you either take it or you leave it. You get some people, and if there's two people on a panel, you get in a conversation or something. If you want to take the time to comment about, well, I had to sit through 5 minutes of rambling before you gave me the good stuff. It's like, look, be lucky you even got the good stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not paying for the information. So, and I always say, when you start paying me for my time, then, I'll think about giving 180%. I feel we already give 100%, when it comes to doing stuff like this. And we really enjoy doing it. And let's get started, guys. The first item, and I'm not sure if this was in my last one or not, but it was really cool. Somebody in one of the thrifting groups, Reseller Society, I believe, or Bill Money or something, actually made note of this because he had found one also. It's a leather wrapped phone. I mean, it screams late 70s, early 80s. It's just a really cool item. It's leather wrapped. And it's just cool. It doesn't look expensive at all. It's just one of those things that it's my age, genre. So it's interesting to me. And, it sold for decent money. I ended up getting $33 shipped for this. So that was a good one. This is a horror story. But this was an awesome. I got two of these reel-to-reel players, exact same model. One worked great and one was for parts. I serviced this one myself. I'm experienced with vintage electronics, and it was shipped overseas. And this is where I say global shipping all the way. It got literally destroyed. And it was really packed good on my end. The faceplate got sheared off, and I mean, it was destroyed. When it all came down to it, global shipping took care of it and paid the customer, and I got all my money for it. So that was $345 shipped. That is an awesome machine. And okay, real quick, I'm going to be doing a video here soon when it comes to vintage electronics. I think it's going to be a video that, if you're into reselling and you're even thinking about getting into selling vintage electronics, this video is going to be one to watch, because, I mean, I'm going to go into some really good detail about the things you need to do when you're dealing with vintage electronics, the things you need to think about when you're shipping them, anything from, a turntable, the things you have to do to an actual turntable before you ship it, the things you have to do to a solid state receiver while you're testing it. There's just all kinds of things you need to know and need to learn about if you're going to be selling vintage electronics, especially at the high dollar prices for other than parts. I mean, if you see this, you can see I took pictures when I serviced it. I mean, I pulled the motor and I serviced the motor and everything. So, and it was really exciting for me. I really enjoyed doing it. It's just something I love doing. So it may not be for you, but I love doing it. These old hard drives, guys, I'm telling you, these 20 megabyte, the Seagate, you know, some people, I was flat out told you need to take those off your listings because they are just not desired anymore. They're absolutely worthless. So, and then like the next day, I sold some, the MLCs. I mean, it's these older, and make sure you check them out on, because there's some older ones that just don't sell. You know, I got $80 or $90 shipped for this thing. So it's something you need to consider if you come across old computers that are just sitting there. Don't think they're just junk. Some of the video cards in these old computers are worth $70, $80, $100, $120. They really are. It's something to think about before you walk past that old computer that's just sitting there. So, yeah. Here's another one of those old hard drives, you know. That one I got $35 shipped for it. So, they do sell. And they weren't up very long either. This I had for a little while. I was a little disappointed in the price that I got for it. I ended up getting $98.26 for it shipped. And I think it was worth quite a bit more since I had a lot of the actual boxes, the original boxes with it. And the crossovers on any vintage racetracks or the chicanes, the crossovers are those X's, and the chicane is the one where it comes out and then it goes into one. That's called a chicane, I believe. Anyway, you know, certain parts of racetracks could be worth, you know, a lot more than the other parts. So just some of these parts themselves could sell really good, but this is supposed to be the Scale Electric is supposed to be a really higher end model, and I was just disappointed that I didn't. I had brought the price down quite a bit, and it ended up selling for the $98 shipped. Awesome. Here's another receiver I sold for, I took $300 on that. Beautiful Sony receiver. I mean, these things, guys, I'm telling you, yes, they're heavy. They're heavy. And, sorry, my phone's kicking on. They're heavy, but people have a big misconception, and I'm going to talk about this in the vintage electronics video. A lot of vintage electronics are heavy items, but that doesn't mean it's going to cost that much to ship. I mean, I ship some electronics in huge boxes. I mean, they're bubble wrapped like 5 times. I mean, bubble wrap all around that thick. And it's not as expensive as what you think. The FedEx is a really good service for heavy, larger items. And we'll go into that, but yeah, I mean, you know, so many people would pass by this item because if they pick it up, it weighs like 25, 30 pounds, and they're just going to leave it sit there. So, I mean, it's really important to, if you're going to be a reseller, you need to not limit yourself. Okay. This is just a Krups espresso slash coffee machine. When I was at the store, I wasn't sure it was a store or a yard sale. I can't even remember. I wasn't sure about it because I know some sell decent, some sell, you know, dirt cheap. They're not even worth picking up. This looked reasonably clean, and you know, I could clean it up and, you know, make it look halfway decent, and all the parts were there, and you know, so I'm like, you know something, why not? And it was cheap. I printed the manual out. And here's another thing on the manuals, guys. I know some people said, you know, that I shouldn't be downloading manuals. Well, you know, if I were downloading a manual for this Krups and trying to sell the manual on eBay, that would be a problem, okay? If you own the item, if you have that physical item, you have every right to download that manual and print it. Every right in the world. So I think that's important. Let me give you an example real quick. Sorry Sorry. Okay, here we go. I was listing some actual manuals for four-wheelers, service manuals and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Somebody's blowing up my phone. Sorry, guys. You know, service manuals, and I went to go list them, and there were like two other sellers, and they were selling them for $5 a piece. And I went to go looking, and they were all just downloadable PDFs, which is 100% against eBay policy. I reported them. I'm like, look, I can't sell this thing for $15 if, you know, they've got these for $5, and all they're going to do is email them to them when they get them. When, I mean, that person, the buyer, all they have to do is go download it. But yeah, there's a big difference, you know. I have a tangible item, and they don't. They're just trying to make money off of, you know, downloading something and trying to sell it. It's not theirs. So if you own the actual item and you want the manual for it, that's what it's there for. You can download it, you can print it, and it goes with your item. Okay, hope that made sense. Okay, this is a really cool old Jimi Hendrix shirt. I had this for like 6 or 7 months. No, it's been a year probably. Probably been a year, but it's a velvet Jimi Hendrix shirt. It was really, I thought it was really, really cool. Well, it finally sold, and let me scroll to the next page, and I'll be able to tell you what it actually sold for. It wasn't much, guys. This is the bread and butter stuff. I mean, don't think that if there's resellers out there that all you see is this high dollar stuff, it's like, look, they're either not showing you the bread and butter, you know. This sold for $14 shipped. So, but yeah, you know, my stuff, you're going to see the bread and butter stuff. I mean, some of the little stuff, a lot of the good stuff. I mean, it's everything in between. You know, this is a good feedback builder. You get it for nothing, literally, and you list it, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it takes up very little room. I try to price my stuff to sell really quick, but it just, when there's so many of something out there, it's just, you know, it may not happen quick. But anyway, that's what it is. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I've actually got 100 tabs open right now, so I was told you're absolutely crazy, and I can't believe this stuff is actually running with 100 tabs open. But we're only going to go to 50 on this video, and then we'll do a part 2. This is another important thing about vintage electronics. If it's a high end and it's selling for really good money, chances are the parts for them will sell for really good money also. So this is the exact same one that you saw earlier, that complete one. This is the same one, but I parted it out, and this is the actual faceplate for it. And I got $51.87 shipped for it. It's just the faceplate. It did have a little bit of damage. Let's see here. Oh, tell me I'm not locked up. Oh, that's funny. Hold on. Okay, hold on, we may be locked up here. Oh, that 101 tabs probably did me in. Or my mouse is going out. I'm literally going to have to change my mouse. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. The battery's in my mouse. And you guys know I'm not a big editor, so I probably will not edit this out. Sorry, but that is just me. There we go. Okay, what was I going to do? I don't remember. Okay, anyway. Next one. This is the old clicky keyboard that you guys always hear about. You know, clicky keyboard. I don't know why people want them, but when you push the buttons, they click. And this one had a little bit extra, which was really cool. It had a calculator. Really cool. If you see, it had a calculator display. So that was a good selling point of this. and it was an older one. I got, let's see, what did I get for that? I got $45.29 shipped on that. These I had for a little while. I paid up for them a little bit. I didn't want to mess around with them too much more. I didn't want to sell them separately, so I listed them. They're actual Japanese woodblock prints. I mean, they weren't, it wasn't like a copy machine. It's, they're actual legitimate prints with the actual, they were signed by the artist. And I ended up getting 145 shipped for them. So they're pretty cool little things. The Nagai Iku. So some of you guys might remember me picking those up at an estate sale. A little disappointed. I got a ton of the ICP shirts, and I think I've only sold one of them. The Hatchet Man, I mean, and they're like 3X. And, I've sold one of them. Like I said, I was disappointed. I got $13.99 for it. I mean, I got them like half off. It was like $1.50 or $2. Guys, these things are awesome. If you have a little bit of patience, pick these up, and down here you find them all the time. I take the time and I clean them up really nice. And I mean, if you can see, look at that. I mean, you could eat off that thing. I mean, that is clean. I mean, that is clean. So, yeah, and they bring really good money. Really good money. Just a little, I got a bunch of old Hot Wheels stuff. This is from 1968, and it actually works. It's just when your cars come through, it's got rollers in it, and it'll like shoot them out. So it's a really cool item. Anything old Hot Wheels from the late 60s, early 70s is really good. You're gonna come across the red lines and stuff like that. So yeah. This is like a $2 purchase at a garage sale. It was a 10-pack, and I got $19.99 for these. They're just VCR tapes, and there were a lot of them that were just the normal grade, but this was actually the premium grade, which I don't know the difference, but yeah, $19. So it was just one of those bread and butter things. Right up my alley. I love the old vintage headphone stereo, the portable stereo stuff. And guys, this stuff sells. And you find them at garage sales for a quarter, a dime, maybe $1. But, people just don't think they're worth anything. This particular one isn't worth a lot, but it has the cool factor. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s, I mean, this is what you had. I mean, you were lucky to have a cassette tape, player. But I mean, the AM/FM radio, the portable AM/FM radio, that was the norm, guys. I mean, iPods today, back then it was this. So, and it was in superb condition, just beautiful. Little bit disappointed in this. I sold this for $100. If you guys remember, I actually bought an old nasty reel-to-reel, and down in the actual box of it was this microphone. So I donated the old reel-to-reel next door to the Goodwill, and I kept this out. Got it dirt cheap. I can't even remember. We have to go back and look at the video. But yeah, it was dirt cheap. But I did take $100 on it. So, but it was, you don't find them this nice very often. This was a big disappointment. big disappointment for us. Let's see if I actually took the pictures. No. Okay. What happened was there was a big, I mean, it was the big Harry Potter train set by Bachman, okay? And it was like $3.99 or $4 or something. So we got it. We got it home, opened it up, and there were just 3 cars in it, the track, and a couple other little things. No engine or no power supply or anything like that. So we're like, well, you know, they were brand new still. And so we ended up selling, here's one. This should be one. Yeah, these are all different numbered cars. And here's another one. I sold them all for like, let's see here. Yeah, I got 45 bucks for the 3. Still made a really good profit on them. But it was just, you know, one of those things didn't totally look good in the box. But we really came out, and and the track, we even sold the tracks for it. So, and this is another thing, it came in a box of stuff. I mean, it was just an old CB base antenna. Microphone. It looked new, but I didn't have anything to test it. So I wanted to make sure that I put it in the listing. You know, as is, unable to test. We do not have a base station to test this item. We are selling it as is or for parts. And we put that in the condition, in the item condition. So let's see, what did I end up getting for that? $23.75. So that's shipped. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice looking microphone. I mean, it was in really good condition. So, and it didn't last long. I mean, it sold really fairly quick. I've got so many projectors, and I continue to come across them. And, you know, so now I'm just, as I come across them, if it's better than what I have, I'll keep it and sell the one I had. I mean, it's a collector's upgrade, I guess you could say. And this is an older one that I had, and I ended up selling it, but it worked great. And I ended up getting $98.75 for it. Shipped. So, whatever the shipping is, oh, I guess they paid full price. Because it shows I got $98.75 for it. Yeah, it shows they paid $70. That's strange. Why is it showing up as $70 marked out? Anyway, I got $98.75 for it. Here's some more parts from that reel-to-reel. I got $15 shipped for these. They're just little knobs. I'm telling you, when you have a high-end piece of vintage electronics and that sells for really good money, the chances are the parts are going to sell for good money also. So, and next, really cool find. A lot of people saw this in the video that I was walking through a thrift store. Wasn't sure what it was, but very nice Austin Air. This is the bigger one. It's the 400. And they sell for really good money, guys. And I had no idea what it was when I came across it. Absolutely none. And it was just a matter of, you know, doing the research and finding it. And sure enough, awesome. I've had this for a little while, and I thought it was just the neatest thing. This is actually a handmade chess set. All that is inlay. Let's see if we can get a better picture. It's all inlay, and it's got the parts and the pieces, and you can tell it's got age to it, and it's like a bookshelf model. And here's the pieces. If you look, they're hand carved. You know, I listed it for $169, and within, like, I don't know, a few hours, I ended up taking an offer of $125 on it, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yeah, $125. And, you know, I didn't have it, I think maybe $10 in it. Maybe 10. It could have been 5. But yeah. My biggest disappointment of the year. And it was all my fault. I bought this for $300, and within 24 hours, I mean, I had it priced at like 800, but within 24 hours, no, within a few hours of listing it, I had got an offer of 700, and I got greedy. I did not take it, and it sat and it sat. I mean, for a lot of people, it didn't sit for very long. For me, it sat for a long time. I mean, I didn't have it for a month, I don't think, and I ended up taking 600 shipped for it. Yeah, so that's what can happen, guys, if you get to and I didn't know what was going, because all the others were selling all around me, and it's like I do not know why I'm getting skipped over, but I mean, it is what it is, and it sold. So yeah, I turned 300 into 600, so it wasn't as much as I wanted, but you know, it was still a good sale. I complain about a good sale. Here's another really cool piece, and this is, you know, just something that a lot of people might just walk past. It's that eye, I guess you could say. And you see, when I start talking like this, I'm excited about it. Because I am. I mean, they're not worth a ton of money, but it's just this has got the cool factor. Um, I mean, this is when I was a little kid, and you know, I'd go up to my dad's desk, and there would be something like this sitting on it. Uh, it's just got that 70s, early 80s look. It's just cool. Um, but yeah, if I, knowing what I know, if I come across anything like this, it's like it's in my cart, or you know, garage sale. It's mine, because they do. They've got. It's not necessarily value because it's expensive. It's just nostalgic value. Somebody probably had one of these, like me. You know, it's like my dad had one, so I want it type thing, and it's just cool. And back in the 80s, Sound Sign was, you know, a popular name. It wasn't real expensive, but yeah, I mean, we're talking 36 bucks plus nine, I mean, 46 bucks for this thing, and it didn't cost me but like $2. So, I mean, it's just really cool stuff. And I think you need to be able to get past that, you know, walking and thinking something is just cheap. You know, I don't want to mess with it because it's cheap. That's what comes with knowledge. And if you take anything away from this, and the stuff that you see that I buy and resell, it's a lot of the stuff that I buy, you're probably sitting there saying, yeah, I probably would have walked past that because it just looks like a cheap desk phone, you know, that I would never think about using. Those are the things that I am all over. And you'll see with the stuff, if you're new to my channel and you're new to watching my videos and stuff, you're going to see the stuff I pick up is stuff that a lot of people would just leave sitting there, or you would sit there and say, yeah, I probably wouldn't have gotten that. But now I'm seeing that, yeah, I would look at something like this. So, and that's what this is about. Okay. You know, Ronnie Hart, my good buddy Ronnie Hart, you know, anytime I come across shoes, you know, I'm always asking him, is this a good deal, man? Because I'm weak when it comes to shoes. And, you know, these were in like just excellent condition. I could not pass them up. And I think they were like $5 or something. And you know, I sold them for $80. I got full price for these things. Yeah, I ended up selling them for $88.24 shipped. So yeah, and those came from Salvation Army. Salvation Army, folks. This came from a yard sale. $2, I think, for all of them, and I sold them pretty cheap. I'd had them for a while, and I didn't list them, and then I listed them, and I was kept getting lowball offers, and I was just thinking, it's like, maybe they're not worth what I thought they were worth, because they're just, people aren't serious about their offers. I ended up getting $23.99 for them. So actually, I got the $19.99. Maybe now they're doing the best offer price accepted, best offer accepted. They're giving you what it was bought for now in the completed listings. So that's good, because every time I go to do it, on the best offer, it's showing up that that's actually what I got for it. So that's cool. Here's the Bachman, the Harry Potter train track. So that was another $17.99 plus, let's see, it was $20.98. So that was another $20 bill I got on top of those 3 cars. So, and I even have the stupid box listed on eBay for like 20 bucks, because maybe somebody wants that box to put all this stuff in. It's the cool looking Harry Potter box. So, but we'll see. Got this in another jacket. It's a motorcycle like skid plate jacket. So I ended up taking, it says 45 there. Let's see what I took. I got $40 shipped on it, so no, that one is wrong. That one is wrong. Yeah. All right. And they were really grateful that I gave them a good deal on that. So, and I finally sold my last Mario and Yoshi Music Center. People said, those ain't gonna sell. They're just cheap little, kids' keyboard toys and stuff. Well, guess what? Sold one for $150, I think, and then this one went for 80 bucks. Yeah, because I had held on to it long enough. I had $2.50 in them. So that was pretty cool. And we have, I got this Delphi XM to go, just huge kit thing I got for, it was dirt cheap. Plus I got a radio for it, and don't remember the exact price, but it actually works. I tested it, and as you see, let's see, I got the satellite signal on one. And but no, that was a good deal. Always pick that stuff up, I do. And this is just another thing I got. And it's that age that I was telling you about, that time frame. And this is that wire type that you can pose and stuff like that. People would think that they're just not worth anything. I got 15 bucks out of it, so I was happy with it. And it's just one of those, stick fingers. It's from 1979. Horrible paint job on it, but that's just the way they did it back then. I'm so stoked. I've got several of these Jamo speakers, and I've got them listed, and I'm holding my ground on most of them. So this center one sold already. Beautiful looking speaker. It's a high-end thing. So this one sold, and I'm excited about these others. I haven't even listed some of them, so they should be good. Remember Jamo, Jamo. Here's another one of those 4 tracks that I sold. Got a bunch of them, and yeah. I've had this thing for well over a year. I don't remember where I got it, and it's been listed, and it's Technominaki solid onyx. I didn't know what it was, but it was made in Greece, and it looked expensive, so it finally sold for not much. $22.65, and trust me, I didn't have any money in it, so that was all profit. The old beer can lens, sold it for 4 parts not working, had no way to test it, so Um, it is what it is. Don't oversell your stuff, folks. You know, don't oversell your stuff. If you list it as working, then it needs to be working. This is a cool little VHS. You know, people just say VHS don't sell. Well, these are Kawasaki training videos, and I listed them and they sold really quick. Probably, I ended up getting $60.25 for them. Okay, and here's another one of those headsets. This guy that actually bought this is really cool. He sent me a message or an offer for $25, and he says, you know something, the headphones are cool. He says, but all I want is the player. That's all I want. So would you take $25 plus the $6.89 shipping just for the player? I'm like, sure, sure. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, guys, you know you can pick these things up for 10 cents, a dollar, 50 cents all day long at garage sales. The key thing though is to test them, put the batteries in them. When you're at the yard sale, open up the battery container and make sure that batteries on there with acid leaked everywhere. Um, and you know, if you do buy them when you get home, put batteries in them, put a tape in it, and make sure it runs. Make sure it holds the speed of the tape. See, I'm getting into all this stuff that's going to be in my vintage electronics video. Yeah. These things I had for a while, and I never listed them. I didn't think they were worth anything, but they're actually snake guards. And I listed them and sold them like really, really quick. I got $40 out of them. I was surprised. It's like, really? Okay. Same thing with these, man. I got these for 10 cents at a estate sale the last day. They couldn't get rid of this stuff. There was actually 4 of these in there. I don't even know what they are still. I think they're like the just antennas. But I ended up selling those. Got $30 out of them. And I still don't even know what they are. It says it's a HD TV digital antenna. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, let's see next one. Picked up these MREs. They're like old from like 2006, but I guess people still want them. So I listed them and they sold pretty quick. Got $48.25 out of them. Yeah, I used to eat these in the Army. This is a trooper children's uniform. It's an Air Force type thing. Um, had these for a while. They were bought a couple times, but they were never paid for. Don't know why. But yeah, I ended up finally selling them and they paid for them. Only got 20 bucks out of them. So, but when you don't get into stuff really much, it's no big deal. Kim and I were at a Goodwill, and we were just going through the clothes, which we don't do often. We found these silver jeans, and she goes, "That's a good brand." I'm like, "Is it?" I have no clue. And they were like a size 40, and she says, "That's a good size. Those should sell pretty quick." And sure enough, I mean, really quick, they sold for $32.50. Um, quick. I mean, I'm like, man. So you can't say the clothing market is that saturated when I can list something, you know, I get for a couple bucks and list it for 30 something dollars and sell it like within a few hours. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Couple Vera Bradley bags that we'd gotten. They're, you know, smaller bags. You know, not much to them. You get them for a quarter, and they're just quick flippers. This is the PlayStation 3 Beatles Rock Band drums. Um, it was pretty cool. Really good shape. I had them a lot longer than what I thought I would. I think I had them for like maybe a month or something, which is long for me. But some people are laughing like, long? That ain't long, dude. And like, it is for me. So, with my business model, and if you don't understand that, I put a video out a week ago about the quick flip business model. So, check it out. And here's that guitar that I had found. Never seen one before. I asked all my reselling buddies. They hadn't seen it before. But yeah, it's a PS3, and it actually has the strings on it and the actual frets. And is that what it is? The frets and stuff? Those are all separate buttons. So it's like, wow. And it's a PS3, so it sold quick. Sold quick. Listed it, and it's good to go. The irrigation timers or the landscape timers, guys, you see these, pick them up. I mean, they've always really sold well for me. Always. Maybe it's because we're in Florida. I don't know. But these light timers or transformers for your landscape lighting, the little lights, man, they just always sell. And I sell a lot of them to fellow Floridians. So I don't know if it's just a Florida thing. I've had these forever. I've got like 4 or 5 cases of 12 of these like fluorescent light bulbs. I'm into them like dirt cheap. I mean, I can't even remember. I mean, it's cheap, like $1 a case or something. But yeah, somebody bought this and it actually went to Germany. It's like, man, I hope global shipping takes care of this package, or oh, they're gonna be pissed. But yeah, I mean, it's a case of them. So, but yeah. Okay, I think we're at about 50. We're gonna cut this one off and we'll do a part 2. This actually went a lot longer than what I was expecting. I was only expecting it to be about 30 minutes. But be looking for part 2. And I'm not even going to say it. So, no, something pretty cool. We'll catch you on the next one. And, if you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you don't mind, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I want to try to reiterate the odd stuff that I'll pick up that maybe people just think it's not worth anything, but yet it is worth something. So just don't walk past something without checking it out, because you may find out that even if it looks cheap, it may be worth some good money. So thanks, guys, appreciate it. And the second video should be playing right after this one. Thanks, guys.